Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how the physical LR Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Gohan Youth, and Super Saiyan Trunks Teen performs in the Cell Max event. Now a couple obvious disclaimers. Cell Max's strength, they are physical. This is usually a big problem for units. In this case, these guys do very well for a physical unit. Secondly, it's very important to note that although you may not see them do huge damage themselves to the boss, although they do a decent job, they are supporting the rest of the team to a insane degree. So if you were to outright compare their numbers to Broly, you might think, yeah, they're okay. But the amount of support they give the team is unprecedented. And if you were to have two of them, the other units would almost be performing to a level where they kind of catch up for what these guys lack comparative to Broly. The defense they give is insane. The attack that they give is insane. And the fact that they're then providing a one-turn boost as well off of their super is ridiculous. Where possible, you want to try and put these guys in the first slot. They give a 30% attack and defense boost on their super, which is really helpful for other units that exist in their team. Couple that with their 2-turn 77% defensive boost, couple that with their 50% attack buff for the turn, and you're getting a lot of work out of them. On top of that as well, it's very important to note that as you fight Cell Max, he gets more and more status effects. He can be sealed, he can be stunned, he can be attack lowered. They have attack lowering on their 12 key, and they fire quite a few additionals. So although they're still suffering type disadvantage, they do have a utility skill that helps out a ton when they are taking on Cell Max. Now the only other real thing to note is their standby skill. Their standby skill is really good for damage, but it does need to kind of crit. So it's one of those skills, it's very similar to like the Spirit Bomb from the Majin Buu boys. It's one of those skills whereby basically you trying to get as many orbs as possible to feed into the skill, but you need to have that skill crit to do big damage. So the skill doesn't have like a built-in crit, doesn't have like built-in attacks effective against all types or anything. So even though you're going to see us use it and you're going to see us get a lot of orbs for it, it's not going to do the biggest damage to Cell Max, because outside of critting against him, you're not going to do a lot of damage with a physical unit, especially if they don't have attacks effective against all types. Now, it's not a huge issue. It doesn't ruin the showcase or anything. I think for me, when I'm using them, their numbers are good. Look, their numbers are really good. 17 million, 16 millions, very solid defensive performances. But it's always what they can do for other units. You're able to use units that were unusable, but perform to a vastly better degree than they would have before. So these guys are pretty good, and I think it's the level of support that they give that obviously matters a lot. But I think also as well, it's just the good integration they have with their teams and other units. Super Saiyan, prepared for battle, fierce battle, legendary power, makes them pretty easy to incorporate, and they boost a lot of great units. The Blue Duo would look great against them, the Int Super Saiyan Trio looks great with them, the Revived Goku, Bulma, Piccolo, there's tons of units that just end up looking way better. Because of the fact that the Power of Wishes category already has some great supports, you can overlap so many 2-turn buffs with them and Bulma. It's a very impressive system, and the team works really well because of that. So many units are now getting such consistent, huge support. If you think about Bulma, you think about these guys, they are giving out a ridiculous level of support that really elevates a ton of units. And I think like with all that put together, you have to say that realistically the units are looking really good. So for me, I gotta be honest, I think they are really solid. I think they're great in Cell Max. I think they're great in any event. but I was impressed with how well they did against Cell Max. You know, the fact that they enabled their team so much to stay alive in the early phases, they handle the attack so well. Yes, a super attack from Strength Cell Max gives them huge problems, especially before they super, especially before everything kicks in, yes, of course. But, to be honest with you, outside of that very specific situation, they handled themselves great, and I think overall, they're a fantastic unit to use in this fight, and pretty much any other one. So, gotta be honest, I was very impressed. But, of course, I'm sure you guys all knew that. But that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about the Super Saiyan Trio, and bye.